Hello, everyone. This is Man of Waffle, and I just watched an anime for the Anime Club on SourceFed Nerd called No Game, No Life. Um, to start off, so so this anime is one of the coolest, weirdest, weird in a couple of places, not overall weird, but it's one of the coolest, weird in a couple of places, and it's just a great anime to watch. Excuse me. And I'll start with the title. It's called No Game, No Life, and it's kind of a literal. It's kind of literal, like you, it's kind of literal, like if you're not playing the game, then you have no life. Okay, because the way it starts out is these two characters. One is a these two characters. One of them is named Sora. He is 16 years old. 16 years old, and his sister is oh god, I forgot his sister's name. She's 11. And it said that he was a NEET. NEET. I don't know what that means. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but he and his sister is a shut-in, and be they can't be a certain they can't be like a certain distance away from each other, because if they are, then they start freaking out, and they start to freak out, and they just shut down. So she has to so they have to be like at a certain distance at all times. They have to be like really close to each other at all times. Um, yeah, and they're so technically, and because she's a shut-in, and they have to be this certain distance, it pretty much makes him a shut-in too, because he can't go out without her. So that's them. And they play this online game. We don't get a name for the game because it ultimately doesn't matter what this MMO they're playing is called. But they're playing this game, and like the myth of this game is that there are these four characters playing. There are these four characters that are playing the game. They're the most powerful characters in the game. They're level 40, and they're invincible. They can beat anyone in the game. These are like when the audience catches up to them, they have defeated 1,200 players. Like, whoa, that's amazing. And they're fighting they're fighting this one person who's trying to beat them, and then she thinks she's got him, and then she doesn't. She loses. And they're like, and they don't know the names of these characters because their usernames are blank. So they just call them blank. And they're like, whoever these blanks are, they're a pack of cheaters. That's what they say. They have to be a pack of cheaters. There's no way anyone can be that powerful. Excuse me. So they have to be cheating. So then they get to so then we find out that it's not four players playing one character. It's these two characters I mentioned earlier playing two characters each. And what they're doing is they're both clicking on the mouses with each hand, with like doing this with the mouses, and the girl is controlling her mice with her feet. It's like, and they spend all day playing this game. If it wasn't for the game, they wouldn't have any kind of life. Hence the title of the show. At least that's how I perceive it. And then they get transported. They get transported by the one true god of another world. They play like a chess game with him. They beat him, and then this god transports them to another world. They find out this god's name is Tet. He was, before he became the one true god of this world, he was the god of play. So they transport him to this world where everything, they have these 10 pledges, and everything is decided through playing a game. Even like conflicts between countries, they have to play a game to decide the outcome of the conflict. It's like, and that's all they do. They play games and because of this, there's no murder, there's no violence of any kind, there's no robbery, nothing, no war. And cheating is prohibited, and that's what they do. So that's what everyone does in this world. And there's like 16 different races, and the humans, and they're all ranked, and the humans are ranked the lowest because they can't use magic. Because of that, we're ranked the lowest, and we're like the weakest race in the whole world. So they tried. So these new players come in, super smart. They know how to pretty much get past everything. They meet this girl. They play a game with her, and Sora basically has her to try to fall in love with him. To have her fall in love with him, and she falls for him, and she hates herself for it. And one of the things they did was that when the characters are like distressed and they're yelling, they're like really distressed, and they're like, no. They start banging their head on the wall. And there'd be like this big spot where you could see where they were banging their heads is like cracked and everything. It's pretty funny. And it was like later in the series, later in the 4 episodes I saw, she starts banging her head on the side of the thing, on like the side of on like the edge of a bathtub, and freaking just cracks it. And there's a big hole where she was banging her head, and her head's bleeding. It was pretty funny. It's pretty funny. It's a great show. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's a great anime. If you like playing games, you'll love this anime, because like a world where everything is decided by a game, by people playing games, is like gotta be like the greatest thing ever. It's great. It's like a great anime. The music was good. The characters are great. And we haven't met that many characters yet. I only watched like the first 4 episodes. I was only gonna watch the first 3 episodes, but the way the 3rd episode ended was like, I gotta see what happens right now. That's how cool of an anime this is. Because I've never done that before. I'm watching an anime. So If you like games, you'll like this anime. If you like to play games, you'll love this anime. Um, it's called No Game, No Life. I liked it. You'll love it. Go watch. Go to Crunchyroll and watch it right now. Man of Lawful. I'll see you later.